Welcome to the Eye on Annapolis Local Business Spotlight. There are thousands of locally owned businesses in the area, some small and some large. Some you may know and others you don't. But one thing they all have in common is a great story, and we want to share it with you. Join us every Saturday as we talk to the founders, the owners, and the managers of local businesses you have come to know and love, and those you will come to know and love. Now here's your host, John Frenay, with this week's Local Business Spotlight.
Well, I love a new business, and I love unique new businesses even more. And today we're down here at Schroll's Brat shop down in Edgewater. They're on Central Avenue at 827 Central Avenue next to Selby Sub Shop and Angelina's and Crave Catering. We're here with Jerry Joyce, who is the, I'll say, co-owner with his wife of the shop. How are you?
I'm well, thank you, sir. Pleasure to have you come by.
I'm amazed. I walk in here and you've got so much stuff in a little tiny space, and it looks all delicious. It really does. And I talk about it being unique. And I mean, I can go into the Giant and I can get, sausages or brats and stuff like that, but it's not what we're talking about right here. This is the real deal.
Yes, well, a little background, right? Let me put this together very quickly because my background is I designed retail stores.
Okay.
Okay, so I know a little bit about merchandising and how my concept of the small store or small shop should be laid out, right, and displayed, and the types of products. You cannot walk into any store in the Annapolis area and get our Bavarian Brat.
No, I agree.
Or get any of the brats that we sell because we have them made. They're made for us in Baltimore. All line German family business and is in the meat packing business.
Sure.
And I've been doing business with them for a number of years because we started out with the Schroll sauerkraut, which is an old family recipe, goes back generations.
Are you a generational Schroll?
Yeah.
At some point?
My mother, the name shows my mother's maiden name. Yeah, great-grandfather came over in the early 1800s. He brought with him a lot of the recipes and foods that they had. And coming out of Bavaria, they make a sweet sauerkraut. Most people don't know that sauerkrauts are regional. If you go in the store and you pick up a white sauerkraut jar, vinegary and tart, that comes from northern Germany. You go to Bavaria in southern Germany, it'll be sweet.
Interesting. Now, is sweet, in your opinion, is sweet better than the tart? Because now I'll be honest with you that I never liked the taste of sauerkraut. It was always very tart and I'll say bitter. And I've just, as my adult life, I'm like, I just don't like sauerkraut.
Right.
Because I never realized there were two.
Yeah. Well, actually, there's many. Poland has one, right? That's a little different. Russia has one that's a little different. Most of the sauerkrauts in this country come from the German version.
Okay.
The Germans brought it over. But we started out selling that in farmers markets, and we did very well with it. Then we had it doing the brats, right? And we had brat packs, right? Where you got the brat, the sauerkraut, and mustard. I mean, people like that. They grab that and go. They had a meal ready to go.
Well, let me apologize. Yeah, quick, because I said this was Schroll's Brat shop, and now, just in talking to you for 2 minutes, I realized that I screwed that up, and it's Brat. And that's the correct word, Brat, B-R-A-T?
Yeah, unless you go to Wisconsin, to Sheboygan.
Okay.
In Sheboygan, they call it brats.
Okay.
They put the S on it.
Okay.
Anyhow, that's, I have a little piece over here. Sure, what Russia owed.
The Brat it is.
To make a long story short, we did that for a number of years. It got kind of tiring after a while. Prices kept going up on the shops. So I stopped by Crave Catering and talked to Kevin and said I wanted to use the kitchen. And while I was standing there, I was leaning on that counter. I looked over here, here's this empty space. So I said to Kevin, let's make a deal. I'll rent the kitchen and that space for a fixed price.
It's perfect.
And here we are.
That's fantastic.
So,
well, the nice thing about brats and your product is not seasonal.
No.
It's a treat year round. I mean, you can sit there and mostly associate it with summer picnics. You can associate it with baseball. You can certainly associate it in the fall and into the winter with football and tailgates. So maybe there's a month in the spring where it's like not hitting the spot, but I mean, it is definitely a year-round treat for sure.
Oh yeah, and here again, it depends on your merchandising and your promotion. We're going to put out a piece how to cook a brat in your oven as a broiler. You can cook them real fast and meat. So it's like cooking it outside.
Right.
Again, you put all that promotion and some years of experience for retail together, right? That makes this little space, right, a big space.
Oh, it is. I mean,
You're going to find that this concept works, right?
well, it's tall. It's micro. It's really hyper focused and everything else. I mean, I'm curious, Jerry, how did you make the jump from retail? I mean, I guess it makes sense that, the family recipe was food.
We made that.
And retail just...
We made that for every holiday, all right? And neighbors and friends come over, they wanted to make sure you had the sauerkraut. It was called, in the neighborhood, it was called the sauerkraut. And so eventually, they started getting older, moving away, retiring, going here and there. They call up around, the holiday season and say, "Hey, Jerry, could you send me a couple of jars of that?" The hell, we were shipping to friends in Delaware and New Mexico. Hey, wait a minute.
Let's just sit around and make a buck off of this.
Yeah. So I looked into it and pulled it together and said, okay, let's ship this stuff. Let's go on Amazon. And that's how we got into that.
You've been here in this location. You opened, I guess, softly in June.
June 3rd, yeah.
And then the big grand opening, the Hubaloo, was at the end of September.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you are brand new here in the Anne Arundel community.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know anybody. I mean, people have their own preferences as to the types of brats. And actually, that's sort of one thing I wanted to talk to you about. I mean, I guess what's interesting, a brat and a wurst. Is there a difference?
No, bratwurst is German for sausage.
Okay.
That's all it means.
Okay.
Sure.
And then, you've got like the knockwurst and the Brauerwurst.
Yeah.
And a couple of other ones. What is the differences between...
Okay, let's say a knockwurst, right? The knockwurst is a little spicier, right? And a little more compact.
Okay.
Right? It usually only comes in smaller packages. So a lot of people just slice it up, and it's usually pre-cooked.
Okay.
But the taste is totally different between the two. You'll never misinterpret which is which. That knockwurst has a distinct spicier taste.
Spicier taste than that.
Yeah.
And is that more on the side of like andouille sausage?
Yeah.
Or something like that, as opposed to a hot dog?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And as you said, I mean, I don't know anywhere in Anne Arundel County that sells this. And there is. Did you do brats at the farmer's market? I know you said that you used to do...
Yeah, we did. We sold the brats in our brat pack in the farmers markets. We go out there with a cooler and ice and make up the brat packs and throw them in there. And
a little bit easier to do it here and let them come to you.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason.
How do we work with you? How can we get? I mean, I know we're technically closed today.
Yep.
And what are your hours?
Well, we're closed Mondays and Tuesdays.
Somebody's got arrested.
No, there's another reason for that. Nothing happens around it for that a reason. Because we're going to go back to shipping. As soon as I feel that this is stable enough, right, then we're going to go back onto Amazon. We got our website now, but we aren't taking any orders off of it until I'm satisfied.
Okay, well, that website is schrollsbratshop.com.
Yeah.
Or Brat Shop, but it's SCHROLLS.
Yes.
BRAT shop.com. And that does have a listing of pretty much everything that you sell for the most part.
You'll see.
Actually, not all of it, but close to it.
You'll see just about everything on there.
I will say, when I noticed in here, I look on the right side of the wall here, is, I mean, you have just a really large inventory, and I'm not saying necessarily you've got tons and tons of bottles of them, but different mustards and sauces and everything else, which really sort of brings out something different in every brat. Somebody is looking for a unique mustard or unique spices. This is definitely a place that you need to come on now.
No, that's all the purpose.
Do you do, and I don't want to, I know you don't do prepared brats. I mean, you're not a place where you can come down here and have crowd lunch.
It never will happen.
But if I am having a really big party, that's something I can call ahead and say, hey, I'm going to need,
Yes. We have
15 tons of brats. And
I'll give you an example. We had a lady come here and they were having a get together for 40 people. Right. How much do we need? And we set them up with the brats. And I usually tell people, if you're going to have a large group, get a variation of brats. Because one brat, say they just get the Bavarian brat, right? It's all pretty much the same, right? But if you had the Bavarian brat, right? And you had an apple brat with it, right? Or a Polish, right? Now people get to trade and talk about it, and it enhances your get-together.
oh, it certainly does. I mean, I know I tend to lean toward more spicy things.
Yeah.
And, some brats I've had have just been what I would consider very bland, and I will spice them up with a spicy mustard or something like that. But I mean, I think
Something spicy. You get
a spicy one coupled with maybe a sweet mustard give you a totally different taste.
And then we've set them up with sauerkraut and taught him how.
Do you do both sauerkrauts, the sweet and the northern Germany one?
No, we only brew one.
Okay.
But he showed our customers different ways and different spices and different mustards, to use when they're having a large gathering. Some of the things that we show them, if you take the sweet sauerkraut, you mix it in with some of the classic Polish garnish. You have got, that's my wife. You have got yourself a treat. People won't put it down, but that's what we help people with it to deal with a group.
Okay, so your sauerkraut is not just slop it on a brat
No.
and let it go.
No. We have a list of 28 different ways our customers told us they use it.
Wow.
You take that and you're cooking a pork roast about 20 minutes before it's finished, put the Schrolls on. Change the taste completely.
Fantastic. What's the best way to prepare a brat? Boil, broil?
Oh, never. No. If you boil a brat, you're not allowed to come back into this stir. Right?
So boiling is no good.
No good. No, you're banned from the shop if you ever boil one, and you don't puncture it. Well, if you boil it or puncture a brat, all the good juices go out. There's all your flavor, is left in the pan. If you're doing brats, you're going to use tongs and we're going to turn them over.
So that's the secret, is to grill them or broil them and rotate them with the tongs and allow
The juices and flavors to stay in
the casing.
Yeah.
Oh, good to know. What makes a good brat as opposed to, you said you've got a place up in Baltimore that does, as opposed to the flavoring, the Johnson, the sausage I buy in the store.
The stuff you buy in the store.
Well, it's loaded up with preservatives.
Yeah. And it's bland. They're trying to cover a wide variety of potential taste. And we don't do that. Right? You're either going to like them or you're not going to like them. But they're going to have distinct taste. For example, our customers, two biggest sellers, correct? The Bavarian brat and the apple brat.
Two absolutely different tastes.
Two absolutely different tastes, yeah.
Jerry, question for you. I mean, what made you decide at this stage in your life, and you jokingly before we started recording said you retired twice, to get into retail? I mean, it's a...
Look, I've got an A personality, and I can't stop. I can't sit still. I'm a young man, I'm only 84 years old, so I got plenty of energy, ready to go. If I had to sit around the house, I'd go nuts.
Sure.
And so this opportunity came up. Everybody in the family thought, you're going to do this, so here we are. And,
that's fantastic. And I go out for a morning walk. I live down in Annapolis. I do walk near a giant supermarket in the morning. And every morning there are these giant trucks loading up and everything else. And then they're not all full of sausages and stuff like that. But I mean, they've got an awful lot of them that are in there. You're not going to find that here. I mean, this is small batch. I mean, the stuff that you've got now in your coolers and your freezers was probably packed, what, within days?
Yes, I'm going tomorrow to pick up more brats. Because we're sold out of all our beer brats and apple brats. And so I call up today, say, all right, I'm coming by tomorrow, and I need to pick up this, right? Now, they'll have that ready for me frozen.
Can't get much fresher than that.
No. There's a limit on how long I can keep these in the freezer, in the inverter. 18 days. But we keep everything in the freezer, all frozen. When it goes out fresh, it goes in.
I am so excited for you, so happy for you that it's gotten to the point where that you could sit here and say in and out. I mean, from your retail aspect, I mean, that's FIFO, right? First in, first out.
You got it.
Now, do you supply any of this to any local restaurants?
No.
No? Okay, so it's just purely retail to...
Not going to either.
Okay.
No,
Why is that? Just do you want to keep it small and personal and...
This is a concept store. If this works the way I want it to, you'll find another smaller showing up.
Okay.
Someplace else. Another store.
For your 85th birthday.
Who?
Open that next store for your 85th birthday. Yeah. Yeah.
You got it. But it's a concept. Now, what I'm trying to work on here is, right now, it's neighborhood. See, this isn't the best location in the world.
Well, I mean, it's a peninsula. It's, that's a little bit of a drag, but it is also one way in and one way out. So everybody down peninsula has to drive past here.
Hundreds of thousands of cars. Right. I mean, I have 3 signs that go up every day. What we are facing right now is we need to get the word out a little further than just Edgewater. So there we've been going into, we got a Facebook of our own. We go on the Facebooks locally.
For those that are listening, I mean, I live down in Eastport, Annapolis, and it was, even with a little bit of traffic when they were redoing the traffic lights there at the high school.
Yeah.
It was 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So this is, don't ever think of Edgewater as like Montana.
I designed this shop like this. I look at it in our research, showed nothing like this within a 30-mile radius. And you could even get into Baltimore. We've moved our marketing to south. Because everybody down in Culver County, right, St. Mary's, to shop, they have to come up here.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've got a friend that's down in Deep Shady side that comes up here. I think there's a Super Mario Christopher's or something down there. Yeah. That's for the stuff I need right away as opposed to the grocery shop here.
Oh, yeah. That you do out the road. Well, this is fantastic. I mean, I got to congratulate you guys on
being open and gosh, within June with a soft opening.
June.
And now here we are in November. You've got stuff that just comes in and goes right out. And the hours are not Monday and Tuesday, so it's Wednesday through Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Very convenient. Lots of free parking right out front.
Oh, yeah.
To get a different taste of what a brat should be, come here. Don't rely on that Giorgio or whatever it is and you find in the grocery store. I've learned an awful lot from you. I've learned that we don't poke holes in the casing because I was guilty of that on the grill. Yeah, for those that like spices, the selection of mustards that's here is, I am totally impressed. When I was looking at the shelves, I saw that they had a Kelchner's mustard, and I'm actually outside of Philadelphia, and I knew Kelchner's very well.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, this is a really good mustard. And it's something that you don't find in any of the local operas. Watch this. Coming back from a little bit of a respite of a pause here because we were interrupted by customers. Imagine that. The customer comes first, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But what really kind of surprised me is the couple came in and he said, hey, how you doing? And all that, as you should. Oh, we're just looking. And they, in this little 250 square foot store, they looked for about 20 minutes and they walked down with a bag full of goodies.
That they never tasted before.
So that's how your customers typically.
Yeah. They were at the tasting bar, right? I want to taste the currywurst, and I want to taste the mild curry ketchup, right? Oh, I prefer the curry ketchup. Okay. That's why the tasting bar has been such a hit. It's our best salesman.
Oh, yeah, of course. Sell the experience and the rest will go there.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say, again, congratulations on such a successful launch. I am, actually, I've got to come down here. I'll come down here this weekend with my girlfriend because I would dare not take it upon myself to, but, and she is actually of German descent, so she would have a much better, hood into what we would like. And, but, I thank you for inviting me into the store. And again, congratulations on your third career.
Yeah.
As it is. And so smart to be able to work with a shared kitchen in a small space and a really limited product line. And don't puncture the seal.
No.
Let it go. And what was the other thing you were going to chase me out of with? Boiled hot dogs. Boiled brats would chase me out of the store.
That's right. No, you'd be banned from the store. Not allowed to buy another brat, sorry, if you boiled it.
Well, Jerry, just thank you so much for your time. I appreciate that you're here. I appreciate that you guys have been so successful so far, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty more with you and your wife. But I want to thank the Joyces so much for the time. And anybody that's in the mood for a cookout, a tailgate, a baseball game, this would be perfect for when spring baseball kicks up for the little kids out there. Bring a little portable grill and the website where you can get an idea. I don't want to say that you get the full thing, but you've got pretty much most of what you sell.
Yeah.
Schrollsbratshop.com, and that's SCHROLLS. Come down here and take a look at the sauces. I think that's, and the tasting bar certainly is the ability to get a taste of what you've got right here. But thank you so much.
Thank you for coming by. Appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to this week's Local Business Spotlight. Please make sure to visit eyeonannapolis.net for all your local news, events, and opinion. And in case you haven't already, please subscribe to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, where we bring you all the day's local news direct to your phone, tablet, or computer in about 10 minutes. It comes to you at 6 a.m. every Monday through Friday, and you can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.